Today I'm going to talk about the third part of a dragon. This part will take you about 3 to 5 hours to finish it, and I'm going to divide the parts to two sections. First part I'm going to talk about from here to here about, and the second part I'm going to talk about from here to here. And before starting with the dragon, the third part of a dragon, I'm going to show you something. This is what I made until now. This is not the complete part 3 in the process, and you can see here this is the mess that got out with dealing with the long strings that I made. Like in part 1 I told you to cut a 24 meters long strings, and this is what it happened. You complete this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you the first step I'm gonna show you is I'm gonna cut the strings until about here, and then it will be easy to deal with stitches here. So if you see me doing like a rearward 2 and 2 stitch, a circle 2 and 2 stitch, like a rearward way, don't be afraid, because it's only because I had that mess around here and I couldn't do it without that weird way. So you can do it like a normal 2 and 2 stitch, and it's exactly the same thing as what I'm doing here. So good luck on making the third part of the dragon. So first I'm going to cut the mess here. So I'm gonna cut around here. Okay. In part number 2 we talked about the horns and the back of the head, and we made a couple of circle stitches. These circles will be the start of the neck. So we did already three stitches. It's part number 2, and now I'm going to continue making circles of 2 and 2 stitches, and I'm going to make another 14 stitches. Circle 2 and 2 stitches. 14. So we're going to pause the video, and we're going to show you afterwards how it should be look like, and then we're going to continue making the neck. So now I finished making the 2 and 2 circles. I made another 6 after the 17 that I made before. So 17 plus 6 is 23. So I made 23, 2 and 2 stitches. And what I'm going to do now is I've got another string here that is 10 meters long. You can cut it even more, between 10 to 13 or 12 meters long, and I'm going to make a 3-on-3 stitch now. So what I know that these green strings are very long, about 24 meters. So I'm going to use 2 of them, and these 2 will help for me to make a 3-on-3. So I'm going to take 2 strings and another new string I'm using now to make the 3-on-3 stitch. So first I'm going to take the shorter strings, the longer strings, and let's see, this one is short, yeah, so I think these 2 are long. This is very hard to do it in the camera. So I take this one and that one, I'm sorry, but you can't really see it now, but in the end you can see. So let's see, this one needs to go here. I'll pause the video and I'll find my way out of this mess, and then I'm gonna show you how to do it. Here managed to take them, the string that I need, and now I'm gonna take the shorter string all these strings are long, keep in mind that. This is maybe the hardest part of our neck, because we have lots and lots of long strings. To deal with. this one. It's very hard. I hope that you got what I made. Can't really explain it. Just make a 3 and 3 stitch, and then I'm going to do a okay, so I'm going to take this green, this is easier now. Okay, so I made it 2 on 3, and now I need to make the 3 on 3. So I'm gonna take the new string and send him here with the shorter strings, the shorter green strings. and until the center. Here. And now I'm going to make the stitch. So the last part of a stitch here. Okay, I'll pull it okay. Now I have an idea. I'll take this scissors and I'm going to here, finally finished. And now I'm going to stretching the strings, and so this thing I'm gonna do by myself, I think. I'll pause the video, I'm gonna stretch, and then I'm gonna show you how it's look like. And after stretching the strings, here is what it should look like. The 3 on 3 stitch. Here's a better look. I hope that you can see all the colors, to see all the directions that I used. So the new string was here, these two strings, and the one I used like these that were sticking are these two. And so now I'm going to make a couple more of 3 on 3 stitches, about, I don't know, 8 or 10, and hopefully I'm gonna get to the end of the neck. So I've made now 11 stitches of 3 on 3, and now what I'm going to do is a 4 on 4 stitch. So first I'm going to use a new string that it's 10 meters long, and I'm going to use the last strings that are left here, these two light strings, and I'm gonna try to show you again how to make it, and I'm gonna try to make it as easy as possible. So let's begin. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to make a circle, and I'm going to make with the long strings loops like that. So we have this long string, here's the long strings, and these are the shorter strings. So I'm gonna make a loop here and one here, Okay, and again same thing, a fifth string, again okay, so I have these three strings here and this one here. Okay, and last two. Okay, so I have these two loops and another two and another two, and now I'm going to make another loop, two loops with these guys. So one is going to be like that. So this one is here, like that. This one is like that. Don't worry, it's go like that. And this one like that. Okay? Keep in mind that these two strings are going to be for a 4 and 4 stitch. So this is how it needs to be with these two strings. The other strings here, as I showed, are simple loops for making a circle stitch. Okay, so I'm gonna pause the video now. So in order to make a stitch, we will need to have a loop here, 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 and here. Yeah, here and here. So first gonna take a string and I'm going to try to make a stitch here. Making over and under like a stitch. If we're gonna get the second string right, so I can leave the string without any support. So I hope then the equal string this string can furl it under and over and under, so over and under, that. Okay. So I have a second string here. It looks like it's really hard to make, but if you have some practice, it needs to be not so complex. Try to practice it a little bit and you will. Okay, so here's the two strings that I made first, and now I'm gonna make other strings. So from here is pretty easy to make. So I'm gonna pause the video now and continue. Now I'm going to take the light string and over and under. And now this one. So I have here a small problem that I need to fix it on. Need to go here. Okay. Okay. Okay, so now the last strings. And no stretch. Okay, so we still have to make, we have now, you can see here, it's a 3 on 4, so we have to make with a new string a here along here. I'm gonna add it here, so I'm gonna add a new string inside this space. So what we did now is I've put the new string inside here in that space that I showed before, and to make the stitch to be a 4 on 4 stitch. So we have here 4, but we need here 4 as well, because we have only 3 here. So we're going to add a new string into this side, in this space here. So enough of talking. I'm going to take the edges of a string, Okay. And now I made with this wire these loops in order to get it through this string one. So that, of course, okay. Let's stretch the strings. And so it will take a while, and it will take a while. Once first going to stretch all the old strings and then the new ones. So I will leave this to you. I'm gonna show you how I finish it. Pause the video now. And after stretching, I finished the first 4-on-4 stitch. Now I'm going to make several more 4-on-4 stitches, and then I'm going to make some 5-on-5 stitches.